Hi everyone, this is Holy Teaspoon, just making a quick video to show you the website, the app, playingcards.io that we are using for PBD100. I will share with you a link for a room. This is the code of the room. You might see here on the top, it's ZSBZQ9, where our good friend Manatee has already set up the decks for us. We'll be using it for both the action cards deck and the secret objectives deck. The action cards deck is comprised of 3 sets of the action card deck, so it'll be spicy, interesting. So how does this work? The first thing that you need to know is that you have to create a free account to log into. So you have to go to your own account, click here on the hamburger menu and sign in. You can use this without signing in, but that's going to mess up your saves, and we're going to play this game for a month, right? So this app was designed to play card games live. We're not doing it live, so you need to be signing up and having an account so it will save the cards you have in hand. That's point number 1. What do you do when you need to draw a card? You take a card from the deck. Here you put it on the table and you can put it in your hand. When it's in your hand, it flips over. Now this is Deadly Plot. It even gives you the text or most of it, and no one can see it when it's here. When it's on the table, if you just click it, it's going to flip over. So it's easy to make a mistake. So try to be careful when you take cards and push them around. Now if I put it back on the deck, guess what happens? It's the same card. It doesn't auto shuffle. If you need to shuffle the deck, the only way to do it is to click recall and shuffle. Now the thing about recall and shuffle is that it takes all the cards that are currently on the table, including the cards in the discard, the cards in other boxes, and cards that are whether they're face up or face down. All of them get shuffled, and then you see a new card. So please don't click recall and shuffle unless you really need to shuffle everything. It will shuffle, for example, all of the cards in the discards. If we need to shuffle the action cards deck, I don't know how we're going to do this. We'll figure it out as we go. Now, if you have already clicked recall and shuffle, there's another button that says recall all. Never click that. Never, ever, ever, ever click that. Now you see there's a purple cursor. That was probably Manatee, because he's the only one who has access to this right now. You will see other players doing that. They are going to be drawing their cards. So don't do anything if you see someone else doing things here, because if you want to look at a card or show it to someone, you might show it to them as well. It's also like you might mess things up if you're both trying to draw a card at the same time. So that button that says recall all, never press that, because what it does, it takes all the cards, including cards in people's hands and cards in the discard and cards in the table, and it reshuffles it. Well, it asks you if you're serious about it, so I click OK, but don't do it ever. Don't click the button that says recall all. Now, if you want to show cards to someone, let's say Asariel is magioning you, which they will, I'm sure, you can leave cards on the table for them. We made a box for Asariel. This is cards for Asariel and other sieves to look at. So if I put cards here, you see it shows you 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, and then when Asariel comes, they can take it into their hand and look at them. That's the only way they can do it. I mean, they could also just click on them here, but then anyone who's logged in at that moment can see the cards. Now, this app was not created to have that many cards in your hand as Yasarel will have. Speaking of Yasarel, so if you see, it's going to start doing like this, and you're going to get into a stack, and it's going to be really hard to see it. Like maybe you know this is reflective shielding, shields holding, direct hit, industrial initiative. You see, you have to play around them. But we're not going to weep for Yasarel, right? They're going to have some first world problems here. So presumably we have these boxes here, like click for Yasarel, other sieves to spy to look at your hand. Let's say you can do flip stack, and then you can put them all here, and then after Yasarel take their cards, they can put this back here, and then you know that they are done with it. But of course you could also use the Discord to you can turn it around. I didn't know that. That doesn't seem helpful. You can use the Discord to just message them, says, yeah, I take in the card. So let us know what you think about these boxes and whether or not you think we need other ones. It's pretty easy to add, but we don't want anybody to be messing with it. Last thing is, this is based on the honor system, right? So nobody knows really what cards you draw in the deck. So if you don't like the card you got, I got Public Disgrace, that's pretty good, but let's say you can keep drawing until you get what you want and then put all the other ones back. Don't do it. It's really silly to be cheating in a game as ridiculous as this. Like, why would you do that? And also, I would say that you never know who's watching. Someone may have just logged in and can see your skullduggery. So, I'm not really thinking anyone on this server will ever cheat in a game like this, but I felt the need to just mention this is based on the owner system. Now, as for the secret objectives, they work obviously in the same way. You'll have them in your hand. As you can see, there are some new ones that you may not be used to, like assemble a speedy fleet, have 8 cruisers out in the game board, and own the Cruiser 2 technology. So pretty spicy ones that are not what you're used to. There's like 102 of them, and they are all unique. There isn't any double. So I used all the normal ones with very slight modifications. But the only thing I will say about that is when we draw secret objectives in the beginning, well, you got 2 of them. So you have lure them in. That's a cool one. Have no ships in your home system, where another player has ground forces in a system adjacent to your home system. So that could be spicy. When you choose your objective, you flip it over, the one you want to discard. You're going to put it in the discard pile. And once everyone has done it, we can recall and shuffle. Now, when you score a secret objective, you can show it here, but you need to keep it in your hand and score it on the bot. You'll just mark it in the game, PBD100 X, Y, or Z, that you are in at a custom PO, and say that you score it, and we're going to just have to believe you. You have to keep it in your hand. You can't put it on the table, because then whenever someone else draws a card and needs to discard it and needs to shuffle, that one is going to go again into the deck, and we don't want that to happen. So again, I hope this system is going to work out well. It's going to save a lot of trouble on the back end, and that's what we're going to be using for PBD100.